What's poppin', people? SSJAipom here with episode 28 of the Super Attack Analysis series. We're kinda far in this, man. If you're just now joining us or recently stumbled across the channel, this is a series to help you guys find ways to link into or use iconic super attacks or mentor skills in combat. If we missed any information or you have any practical tips, be sure to hook us up in the comment section below. As always, we'll be using the female Saiyan Potan for testing purposes, and her stats aren't at all padded for damage in these tests, but as you know by now, she's spec for the thickness. Who sees? You can't spell it no other way. There's no K in there, right? There's no K in there. We're checking out some future Trunks iconic skills in this clip because a couple of you guys have been asking for them for a while, so why not get the ball rolling? And we're covering quite a few moves this time around, so the video might be a bit long. But these moves are Burning Slash, Burning Attack, Shining Slash, Final Cannon, Finish Buster, Double Buster, Change the Future, God Breaker, and Heat Dome Attack. Oh my god, Trunks. You can't tell me they don't love Trunks in this game, like, really. This is Trunks the game right now. This is Trunks the game. Burning Slash is a multi-attack strike super that does some impressive damage. The advanced mechanic lets you put in the skill again and do a follow-up attack to knock the opponent backward. Another advanced mechanic of the move is kinda hidden, but if you use it in the middle of a combo, you get rid of the startup animation. This skill does some respectable damage when linked into, and if you didn't know, holding forward when the skill is being used kinda lets you, like, get out of your recovery frames a little bit quicker to go back into one of your combo strings. Pressing the button does not, like, give you a chance to, like, leave though, so you do commit to the combo, so be mindful of that when using it against, like, a guarding opponent or something like that. The enemy can actually snap vanish after they get hit with the slashes as well, so that's a thing to watch out for, because you might get punched in the back of your head if you commit to this thing a little bit too early, a little bit too easy. In the middle of the slashes, they can actually use their evasive skill to get out of it as well, so if they do have something like instant rise, or even like one of those moves that kind of knock you backward, that's a thing that they can do to get you out of there. This is definitely a skill to use mid-combo, and it's fairly easy to link into. Like, you don't need to have like the craziest setups ever. Like, you can just do 2 punches and then go into it, and like it works. Like the advanced mechanic will let it actually come out without the little you know, the startup animation. So this move is really good to recommend for like combo uses anyway. You know, like, this is really dope, and it's only available on humans or Saiyans. That's like the big catch-22, unfortunately. Burning Attack is a sick Ki Blast super that has some pretty decent tracking. On contact, the skill does 2 ticks of damage and knocks the opponent into the air. If you use it against a helpless opponent, they'll be knocked back though, so you kinda gotta keep that in mind if you want to go something like this. We did a build a combo video on Trunks a while ago, and Burning Attack was like pretty much the cornerstone into getting out the Burning Strike, thanks to Tokyo Savage. Big shout out to the boy, by the way. Big shout out to the boy. Thanks that we made that combo work, but it's a little bit different now. You gotta work a little bit towards it, but it's still a really cool move. The launch impulse from the skill is fairly strong, and it can even be used before or after stamina breaks to go right into ultimates. I'm pretty sure you can use Burning Attack into Super Kamehameha, like, for an example. So if you have any other, like, I guess ultimate attacks that have similar cast times, you can use that without a stamina break, as you can see in the video. There's no editing in here where it's like he's not like set to recover or anything like that. No, you can actually do it. It's really weird. It happens in the sky too. Of course, online latency and lag is a bit of an issue though, so you gotta kind of keep that in mind. The cast time lasts for like a second or so, but it's fairly easy to combo into something like this after a heavy knockdown or during a stamina break punish. It's a pretty good move if you're going for like a fire themed character and you want to use this over a burst attack on, I think, Nova Shenron's set. This is a really good option. I definitely like this move. It can set up a lot of cool things, a lot of neat things. Knock your opponent down, use this, and then go into like gravity impact. That's one of the combos from, I believe, Re-Rep 1. Like, it's really neat. It's really nice. So check out this skill if you haven't yet. It's gotta say, guys, 2 thumbs up here.
All right. Hame. Ah! All right. Hame. Ah! All right. Hame. Ah! All right. Yeah.
Shining Slash is a strike super with an advanced mechanic that lets you charge it. When the skill is fully charged, you'll teleport to your target with a slash. You can actually step cancel after the fully charged slash hits, and it'll even restand helpless enemies in some cases. This is a very easy Saiyan and human exclusive move, to be recommended for utility alone. It's really, really good. Back there in the beta, this was like one of my favorite moves, guys. Like in like the first videos on the channel, I was using this thing. It's that good. And the step cancel on it makes it really fun to mess around with, actually. I would try something like, I don't know, maybe this into like finishing blow from Whisa's skills and just kind of like step canceling around the opponent the whole... Boy, it's kind of fire. It's fairly easy to combo into for the uncharged version as well, especially if your opponent is not too far away, because the move kind of does like an arc before you like slam back down onto them, and it feels really good when it lands. So it's a very nice move, very easy to combo into, and the charge version of it is, gotta tell you, man, that it closes distance like crazy when you charge it all the way, and it doesn't take too long to charge, about a second or so, and it's pretty good. It does behave funky when you're on the receiving end trying to block it, because it kind of teleports you behind the opponent sometimes, or if they're like trying to teleport to you. So I guess that's a nice little utility thing as well. Dodging this thing is a bit scary. It's very scary because you kind of have to be ready to move like by the split ends of your hair or whatever. You might get cracked by it because it's it's a thing, but it's definitely a cool move, and I would recommend this on any Saiyan / human character that you want to just kind of have that nice feel for. I know we don't have the combos of a swordsman or anything like that, but it's still really nice, and Trunks can actually use this thing really easily after I'm pretty sure the knockback attack with triangle and circle, or during a stamina break punish, just because it's so simple to use, very easy to go into, and hey, it's a pretty good move. Final Cannon is a multi-strike super that claims to have an advanced mechanic, but I can't seem to trigger it, or if I am, I just don't know that I'm making it happen. But the skill will launch your enemy into the air at the end of it, so I can definitely recommend it as a combo extension with ease. It's very, very good as an alternative combo ender. I don't believe your opponent can snap vanish out of this one. Actually, I'm wrong. They can snap vanish out of it very, very early in the animation as well. So if you want to pressure a snap vanish at the cost of ki, that's the thing you can do. They can snap vanish out of this thing, guys. They can. Don't let the script fool you. I fucked up. But it does decent damage as a strike super, and the ease of combo into it is definitely a plus. You can use it after warp combos, in the middle of certain combos with like long enough hit stun. Like it's really easy to use, very easy to go into. It's pretty straightforward. You guys can do it with ease. And after a stamina break, you can do some very, very sick looking combos using this skill that'll get you some style points. Try it out and see what I mean. It's actually on Kid Trunks, so if you want to use Trunks or you like the visuals of the move alone, pick it up. If you guys know how to trigger the advanced mechanic that is talking about where you press the button again to get an additional attack, let me know, but I have not seen it myself in the like 30 or so minutes I tried to use it this time, and back when I was playing as Kid Trunks for like his videos back in the day, so I don't know how to make this thing work beyond what it does, like the regular combo. I'm useless. Finish Buster is a very, very simple skill. It throws a fast moving ball of ki in a straight line, and it does really good damage as a combo extension. It can be comboed into very easily after knockbacks or knockdowns. It's pretty fast, it covers a lot of distance, and on Poton it was doing about 2,200, which is a little bit over a fifth of a health bar on contact, so you could imagine doing a combo for about maybe 4,000 or so before going for a stamina break into one of these things, or during a stamina break to get that like clean 6,000 damage off, which is more than half of a health bar. It's really good, very easy to go into, and I gotta say, it's very straightforward. It's a very fast extension, and there isn't much to say about it. The cast time might make you want to avoid using it while your opponent isn't helpless, but it's pretty easy and impressive without investment so far, so I'd recommend it, especially on a character that might have, like, say, if you wanted to go with a motif for like having yellow energy or something like that, you could always do that. So that's definitely a sort of key point, and I would put this on high on the list of things that you might want to go for. Maybe Masenko, this one, Menacing Flare, you know, just anything sort of yellow, you kind of get that little motif going on there, but it's a really dope move, guys. Check it out if you have not. Double Buster is a slow-moving beam super that has a pretty neat advanced mechanic, but there's definitely better moves. I say that all the time in these videos, but for sure there are more suitable moves for like the meta or whatever. But pressing the input again lets the beam turn into a blast that tries to go for your target's location again. So if they actually did move, you can kind of press it again and try to set the thing back on course to chase them. It's a thing. It's a decent skill for trying to fake out or trying to catch someone who's kind of moving around too much. But I would say if your opponent is really good at movement, this thing might not even be useful in that regard. The damage is very, very low though, and I would compare this to the skill Bending Kamehameha, just because it's kind of similar in terms of the advanced mechanics. So it doesn't hit too hard, if damage is your preference, I'd ignore the skill in favor of something like Burning Attack or Structo Disc or something with homing like that. However, for a character with like a Trickster gimmick, or on Kid Trunks himself where you're forced to play with this move, you always have something to rely on as sort of a, by the way, I can do this sort of neat thing, a skill. It does look pretty neat if you can get it to work in the middle of like a stamina break punish though. We have some contests with that back in the Kid Trunks gameplay, messing around with his combo reference and all that. We have a couple of clips there trying to link every one of his supers into one punish, and it looked really nice, it looked really cool. But yeah, it doesn't have too many uses outside of the niche little, hey, this guy can get hit in the back of the head for trying to dodge it sort of feel. But other than that though, it's might want to pick an alternative. Change the Future is a very simple one to go over. It's a counter attack. You react to ki blast, beams, and things of that nature to warp in and shoot the source of it with a pulse of ki up close. The damage is pretty good as a counter attack, and you should know that your timing is pretty much the most important part of pulling this thing off. If you mess up, you're going to be standing there looking kind of dumb, and if you predict a ki blast attack, but you do this thing, you're going to get punched in your face if you guessed wrong. You can use it against supers and ultimates as well. So for a bar of ki, you can be relatively safe, especially during like a stamina break or something. Like if your opponent kind of flopped it and threw you away before they like did their ultimate or something like that, and you get back up, you can actually go for this to kind of save yourself from that incoming attack. Hopefully, no one's saying that you might be 100% real, but you might be okay. It actually does give you some sort of iframes as well during the shooting part of the skill, so that's a thing. But there are, well, I don't know. This is probably the only sort of ki blast based counter attack like this, aside from like pressure signs, so that's a thing. Huh. Interesting. Godbreaker is a counter for physical moves that'll smack your opponent with a strong ki blast. Pretty much like the previous skill, it's a counter attack where your timing is pretty much paramount to when the skill will activate, how useful it will be, and how effective your reversal skills are. Your opponent can evasive this counter, so it's something to look at if they're paying close attention. And I think even in lag, they will be able to snap vanish behind you at some points. It's very weird. I've seen it happen like once or twice. Very, very odd. As a counter attack, this is another one that's fairly straightforward. Your timing is the most important thing for you with this thing. And it does hit pretty hard when you have investment on yourself. And I'm pretty sure Trunks' hits for about maybe 2,000 or so, give or take. So that is another thing to look at. If you guys are into counter attacks, by all means, it's what you can go for. I'm not usually too scared on presets I make for PvP, so I don't usually go for counter attacks myself personally. But I know there are other people with really, really good timing in terms of like perfect blocking. And I don't mean block mashing, because that's kind of like the cop-out easy way to do it. But there are people who are really good with timing and like gauging distance in a game like this, where they can kind of make their counter attacks work for themselves. So that's the thing. If you are one of those guys who are really, really good with counter attacks, this is something you gotta look at, especially in terms of a ki blaster sort of character where you want to kind of zone your opponent out. I feel like it would be a really, really good utility skill in that regard, because the knockback this thing does is actually pretty good. Heat Dome Attack is Trunks' iconic ultimate attack that starts off with a sphere before a beam sucks your target overhead, and then pretty much nails them repeatedly before kind of throwing them away. This skill can be easily comboed into with warp combos, so you can even use it without a stamina break in most cases. Trunks himself does not have warp combos, if I'm not mistaken, so he can't do it, but during a stamina break, it's very easy to go into this thing after a full triangle string, into the X button, into the skill. I have to warn you though that the skill is useless at the ceiling, so you need to be careful when you use it, pay attention to your map, and make sure you are not at the ceiling, because your opponent will be safe from the overall damage of the attack, which is held behind the beam part. You can have your stamina broken while triggering the move, but in some cases the sphere will actually smack your enemy away from you after they break it, so you'll still be kind of safe. You can kind of mash this step manual vanish if you are fast enough, or if your character was lucky enough to be freed. But online, there's something called latency that you guys probably know of by now, and you don't want to rely too much on something that might get affected by latency too bad. And I feel like that stamina break survival thing might be a thing. So if you know that you can't combo directly into this thing, guys, don't even go for it. You're just risking getting broken, because this is an ultimate attack, much like any other ultimate that can get you broken. It hits pretty hard. There are tons of ways to go into it on the custom created character, since everyone has at least one warp combo. I feel like each race does have. So that's the thing. It's a very stylish skill. It hits pretty hard. It's one of my favorite finishes that is not on the Dragonball Super Trunks. So if you want to play as Trunks and he has the skill, by all means go into this thing, man. It's really satisfying when it hits. And Trunks is pretty much set up to land this thing during a stamina break with ease. His grab can go into it. I'm pretty sure the square triangle combo. Like, you have a lot of stuff that can go into this move. But point being, guys, Heat Dome Attack is fucking Heat Live Attack, okay? It's lit. It's literally lit. It's literally lit. Like that. Say literally lit 3 times fast, alright? I'm not gonna say it again. My tongue is just kind of like, I can't do it. Just know though, Trunks is that boy, alright? Trunks is the boy. Finally, with all that out of the way, the only thing left to do was to test these skills against Trunks himself. And I really wanted to use Heat Dome for the finish, but we were too close to the ceiling. I don't take my own advice. I know, guys. I'm terrible. I'm downward spiral, you know. Downward spiral. Trunks' skills are really good, though. That is the main thing I want you guys to take away from this. He has some really good skills. You can mix and match and make some crazy things. If we had like character customization for the cast characters, like they had back in Raging Blast, we would have been able to set up our own presets with this thing. Man, Trunks, he has some stuff on him, and he has some stuff. But if you haven't, though, check out the other videos on the channel. We have skill breakdowns, much like this one, for other mentors, combo references and notations for all playable custom races and cast characters, extensive stamina break combo videos, general tips to bring you guys above average from the skill level in terms of Xenoverse, or other fighting games if you need principles to get better at those. They're all here, guys. We do this for y'all. We've gotten requests for Vegito, Nail, Gogeta, Frieza. Like, all those characters are definitely on the way, guys. But if there's a mentor or iconic character skills you personally like for me to cover in the future, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not ignoring requests at all. We're just going on a schedule, you guys. I don't want to like give you the concrete schedule in case we kind of have to change anything last minute. But we are going on a schedule. If you guys didn't notice yet in the past week, you're going to be seeing videos a little bit slower, a little bit more paces going into these things. Just so we kind of have more stuff to show you guys over time. Or in case we have to release something last minute, you still do get quality content opposed to, hey, this is kind of a rushed stream rewind video, you know. But that's going to be it from me in this video, and I hope to see you all in the very next one. Enjoy the twerking if it did not pass by yet, and take care of yourself.